Hi everyone, so bad news. I watch movies and TVs are bad.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black.
Then I played video game and it's good. I think that's a very reasonable opening. So the video game scene, especially on single player adventure, is very interesting. For example, in the indie section, you've got games that try to keep you on the edge of the seat with its psychological, depressing or horror ambient to games that straight up just free pornography. But in the AAA section, oh boy, you got some action-packed and thick spicy wings like Fallout, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, Doom, The Elder Scrolls.
How are you? Been better. How about you?
And finally, Half-Life.
Open the silo door! They're coming for us! It's our only way out! Oh my god, we're doomed!
And that is what I'll be talking about today, mainly because this is the only game I've played this year. Half-Life is an immersive first-person shooter where you try to fight your way from inside of a literal Area 51 to outside through exploring, fighting, and figuring things. Okay, I'll stop rhyming. It's a game that wants you to use every power you hold on your grip. But despite it being released all the way back in 1998, why is it still relevant today? Well, it's a AAA game. I meant by definition from its extreme popularity, and Half-Life isn't just the game that sets the foundation of single-player FPS adventure genre today, but also how incredibly good the game actually is. So in order to convince my very divided audience on how Half-Life is the greatest game ever and why they should play it, I have to make a clear-cut list on what this game got it right. Firstly, the environmental aspect. Despite the game is all about Area 51 and the aliens break loose, it also shares quite large and diverse places on every level like an average Netflix show. Like you got a water drainage system, the railway, tunnel, nuclear waste factory, the outside, hell, even an alien world. It's these different environments that keeps players interested on what the hell is waiting ahead of them. Who knows, it would be aliens. There's one here. Okay. Soldiers. I don't know what type of enemies are there. Seems to be human. Yep, humans. Or just goddamn slippery floors. Yeah, sure. Go down here and then you get chopped by the fan. Well, okay. Okay. Why did that keep happening? Okay. Oh my, wait, the engine. Oh my. Turn this on. Okay. Okay, remember, okay? Okay, let's go back. I'm climbing the ladder. Okay, and then I believe you could just go up here. Yeah, problem solving, boy. Second is the mechanic. The game doesn't just make you engage in a fight with a shitload of enemies that spawn out of determined teleportation, but also just getting through the level with how the environment is presented to you, from doing parkour, pressing buttons, getting over things, keeping breath underwater while exploring other areas to progress. There are a lot of ways you can do to make progress because different players will have different ways to do so. Some could fight the enemies until they are all gone, or just go past them because fighting might make the gameplay longer and boring. This is one of the main key on why the gameplay is really good. Third is entities. I know a lot of cultured retards are saying, oh, you should call it NPC hehe, behind their ruins of New York apartment, but no, actually, I'm not just talking about the NPCs but also the enemies, which I'll be talking about it after the NPCs. The NPCs, although were copied multiple times, even every cop, or as the game called it, Blue Shift, is literally the exact same. They were very memorable and collaborative. You could have the option to make them follow you, do tasks, protect you, or kill them. It's up to you on how do you want to perceive the NPCs. As for the enemies, it is quite a challenge, not even forgetting to mention that there are two factions of enemies that are totally against each other, the soldiers and the aliens. The soldiers consisted of not just soldiers with a variety of weapons including an RPG and fucking turtle shell turrets that you can only attack them from behind. Something behind. Okay, now if you will go there,
but also these stealthy assassins that has the agility of a Western government whenever an Islamic country try to put blames on it.
Yeah, so the cop already got shot by the assassin. They are the assassins. These enemies that I just shot once, they are the assassins. Oh, you see that? And they are stealth enemies and they move very fast. They can also jump very high. These are the type of enemies that really piss me off because they are hard to kill. They are very hard to kill. You can just camp here like they're gonna get you.
And it's even scarier that the only thing to know when they are present is by hearing their footsteps. Now on the aliens faction, you've got a whole selection that looks like Pokemon on drugs. I mean, you've got the basics such as headcrabs and subordinate or human and gigantic kind ranging from alien slaves and alien Schwarzenegger that makes you rage quit to the point you always imagine a fantasy of you just pushing them down. To fish aliens that spawn my greatest phobia, that to this day is the scariest level ever in the game, Mollusca on steroid.
Oh my god, come on. Oh!
By the way, you can only kill them by using environmental weapons, not the ones you can grab and take.
Did that kill him? Oh!
And a giant clock. That is probably my favorite boss battle in the entire game. The list goes on and it makes you realize how mind-blowing seeing the presence of two factions of diverse enemies going against each other at the time. You can even see them fight each other.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
Fourth is the item management, which is very basic and simple. You got slots and that's it. You don't have to worry about items carry weights or even this. Like, it's just slots where you can store as many weapons you can. There are 5 different slots that you can use throughout the game, with each of them carry different sets of weapons. The first slot is melee, second slot is for pistol and revolver, third is for medium-sized guns, fourth is for the big boys like RPG, and fifth is for explosive.
Okay. Oh, that's done.
I think the most satisfying part about it is that on the alien world level, which is the last one in the game, it wants you to use every weapon you have, because at this level that all types of aliens spawns in unlimited number and they won't stop until you progress.
Help. There's too many. There's simply too many.
Finally, fifth. The world building is the only reason why I was flabbergasted and failed to underestimate how big the world of this game is. Now this is a low-end game, you can run this on pretty much anywhere, but the concept, the story, the pacing and the environment is very large, and while playing this game, I can sense that during the making for the game's concept, they work on every aspect of the storytelling. I mean, this game is so long to the point that it almost feels like a movie, but it got turned into a game instead. Also, you really got to love the satisfaction in that ending after going through all the shit. Obviously, the game isn't all that perfect. There are some things that makes the game unnecessarily harder, like the assassins, which they shouldn't be moving this quick or jump very high. The turtle shell turrets that I get their presence, but some levels intentionally make their hitbox smaller just so that you can easily piss. Slippery floors, let's not forget about that. And of course, the physics, it's really infuriating.
Then you can drag by pressing E and then going backward. You gotta drag this. E.
But setting that aside, the good outweighs the bad. Now, to be clear, ideas that are similar to Half-Life where a factory has gone wrong would be mediocre today, but playing the very few and early game to use this idea, you got to have some appreciation that Half-Life actually managed to pull it off in the way that most of us would never forget what the game is famously known for. And that is, I'm sure most of you know this, is because of visual storytelling. I think the thing called reading in games, like paper, not dialogue, is just weak storytelling. And the fact that in the game you'll find zero section where you have to do that and just see everything happens in actions is just a lot simpler and not complicated. And it's the very reason the Half-Life has become such a big franchise that aside from the huge succession from the second game, it also spawns another AAA spin-off franchise called Portal and a recent VR edition of Half-Life called Half-Life Alyx. So if you're just bored of watching movies and playing games that all feels the same, I really recommend Half-Life because aside from this being a sci-fi game that came out in the late 90s, there's no other word to describe it other than it is really goddamn enjoyable. Oh, I forgot about multiplayer. This game does have multiplayer and it's not really empty, it's just underrated. I know most of you after watching this video probably asking, so will you play Half-Life 2? Probably not. Aside from that, also no, I will not be making game reviews in the future. The thing is, I just bought Half-Life because of a discount and it was like less than $1. So I bought it, I played it, I like it, and that's why I make this video. But I might change my mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I mean, this video actually took a long time to make, mainly because I have to record the gameplay as well. And again, this game is very long, so yeah, it drains my sanity for sure. Also, again, I might change my mind and probably gonna do more game reviews, so that's all up to you. You could leave a like and comment. If you want to support the channel, then please subscribe. Aside from that, also I'm going to post the Half-Life gameplay as a bonus video, so that'll come out in a few days. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.